What you just heard was the end of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which we will get to, but very interesting. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ringside Casuals, the wrestling podcast run by noobs. I'm Josiah.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Sal.
And today we are talking about the... What day was it?
The Friday night, October the 4th.
Yeah, the
SmackDown.
fourth premiere of SmackDown, and then we're also covering the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. We literally just finished watching it.
I'm going through Twitter and somebody has a screen cap of them canceling their subscription to WWE Network.
Oh, we just finished Hell in a Cell, I said.
So some things have happened, but we'll get to them first.
There were people chanting refund.
But first, we have to talk about SmackDown, the Friday night Fox premiere of SmackDown.
Yeah.
So this is a new network. It's a big change.
Yeah.
And so we get a new intro. You want to know what this intro reminded me of with all the CG and the people in it?
What?
It reminded me of Hell's Kitchen, the Gordon Ramsay show with like Gordon Ramsay and like the chefs being there, but it's all CG green screen backgrounds.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of this intro?
I thought it went on for way too long.
I thought there was a lot of shitty PNGs of people.
Yeah, a lot of badly chroma keyed.
Yeah, really bad
use.
keying.
Yeah.
And yet they spent a lot. What I would assume would be a handful of money for that big pan through shot of the CG crowd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's budget right there.
And it's like, but why though?
I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, is this how long it's going to be every time, and are they going to include all this CG stuff, even in like the regular episode? The intros include CG as well.
If fucking so, hey, I'll know to skip forward like a couple minutes and
Yeah.
save myself some fucking time.
Yeah, I would say so. We get this prologue before that with Vince McMahon and Steph McMahon, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Welcome to SmackDown." I didn't have a date, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the 4th.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So Becky comes out, and we got Corey and Michael. Thank God.
Yeah, the good commentators.
Because, man, well, we'll get to it. Not so much at the Raw episode itself, but in Hell in a Cell, whenever it was the Raw team, fuck my ass, that was bad.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, Corey and Michael, they got great chemistry.
Yeah, a lot of years.
They're
working
really
together.
good.
No Renee there. You know what? Yeah, there's like it's a bit different, but honestly, like they bounce off each other so well
Yeah.
that it doesn't really negatively affect it for me. Becky comes out and says, "Hey, your voices raised me up, and I'm gonna reward you by kicking ass." And
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
This is after Vince comes out and is like, SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only able to limp out for like 30 seconds at a time at this point. So.
Yeah. It's very, very funny. Can he limp out and actually, give the people what they want?
No.
Anyway, we get King Corbin. No, sorry. In this episode, he's labeled Baron Corbin, King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And he gets in the ring, interrupts Becky, and Becky threatens him. But before the genders can fight, can you smell what the cock is cooking? And The Rock comes out, and it's great because it's The Rock.
Yeah.
It's The Rock. He's a lot of fun because it's The Rock. And he's an actor, so he's doing a good job.
Yeah, he does like a secret handshake with Becky, and then he like does the obvious like, "Oh, hey, King Corbin, I'll give you a high five." No, I'm not.
And this segment is about, I think, 10 minutes of The Rock just psychologically destroying Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Which is great. Because
Basically,
it forces Baron Corbin to actually like compete with The Rock, so it makes him better.
Yeah.
Because what's great is that like Baron Corbin is nothing, and The Rock is like, yeah, like he basically says, I was with this company for not that long, but I started a whole new brand and a whole movement and rocked the world and became all these things.
1,000 episodes.
In such a short time. And
from
like,
just a quote.
A quote.
That's crazy. He had a whole show named after just
The Rock's
one line.
Yeah, that's the power of The Rock, is that he can say one line, I'm gonna lay the SmackDown.
Yeah.
And it starts a whole fucking show that now is like one of the longest running shows on television.
And he became the Scorpion King, and then,
Yes.
from there on.
And 2 movies.
And it's amazing how we went from that to King Corbin. It's almost like that crowd reaction
whose response to what was it?
He calls him a broke-ass Burger King on crack. I remember
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh.
And also there's a bit where The Rock is like, see, you're the king, but you're not really the king. Like, Becky Lynch, she's the man. But you don't see her walking around with a bunch of testicles. And she's like, well, if I did, it'd be bigger than his. And Baron Corbin's like, well, my testicles are perfectly adequate. Like a little fucking bitch. God, I'm so mad. I'm so fucking mad.
Hey, it's okay.
Oh my God.
I have the heel glove on him right now.
You do. I'm feeling it. Feeling it.
You can see the island.
But I love these.
Hey. I liked Corbin in this segment quite a bit.
Yeah, well,
I think...
What was your joke about Adam Cole? Where Baron Corbin's like Adam Cole, where he'll like just match whoever he's like...
Yeah. Well, Nathan kind of built off that, but it was basically saying...
I'm sorry. That's fine.
Well, it was basically building off the idea that, like, Corbin's kind of the kind of guy where if, like, you're kind of substandard or just kind of skirting by, he'll do the same. But if you, like, purposely challenge him as basically an actor, he will be forced to, like, be more creative. But if you give him a script of short jokes, he will just do it.
Yeah.
So he's very like...
Reminds me of that actress, Tessa Thompson, who was Valkyrie.
Oh, yeah. Tessa Thompson's definitely, like, you can be a great actress when you try. And when someone gives you good material.
Yeah, if the director challenges her, she'll perform like an Annihilation. Or if you're Taika Waititi and you're hack fraud... It would be bad.
If they do something where it's like, hey, you're stuffy British lady who's very acerbic and makes witty jokes. I can be that. And then she just does that.
That's just what he is.
So King Corbin, when they tell him just be a douchebag, he can do that. But when you actually say, what if like you're competing against The Rock, who's like one of the biggest stars in Hollywood right now? And he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I got to like actually try to compete. And so, all this occurs and... The commentators don't say a damn thing while The Rock is talking, basically.
Which is great.
Because how can you?
Well, because Michael Cole and Corey Graves know to shut up.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to. But they don't say anything, and then basically Becky and The Rock fuck Corbin up.
This is after The Rock basically calls Baron Corbin a jabroni.
Yeah.
He calls him a 35-year-old virgin at Comic-Con.
Yeah, that was pretty good, too. The Rock just fucking lays the smackdown on this jabroni, like, straight up. Like,
I like how it's just like, that's going to become a part of the lexicon. I just lays the smackdown on this jabroni.
It's what happens, because Baron Corbin should not be king of the ring. He's fucking... Like, he's an alright wrestler, but, like, he sucks on mic. I hate his face.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not good heat, Vince.
It's not good heat.
We'll get into it.
People are leaving your pay-per-view booing.
Yeah, people are demanding refunds from your pay-per-view, which should have been the best thing ever, but it wasn't.
We get intergender combat.
That was awesome. Felt like
I hope that's more of what we get, because...
So when we watched the NXT, and subsequently... So the NXT itself that aired the same night as AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
Or as Wednesday Night Dynamite. The NXT didn't feel like it was really like challenging AEW. Like in the Wednesday Night Wars, it was like, what can we do to up the other company? What can we do to show that we are the channel you should be watching?
I agree. Yeah.
And NXT, it was like a normal episode of NXT, which is fine. But
I basically you could have shuffled any of the NXT episodes in there. And I'd been like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they're not bad, but like the thing is that you made a deliberate move. You moved NXT to Wednesdays.
Mm.
You moved it to the cable the same time as AEW. You made a deliberate move to show that you were going up against AEW. Whether or not you actually came out and said it or not.
You could have fought them just in your already established territory.
Yeah.
But you chose
to move it there.
Yeah.
So now, all right, now it is a war. I know you're not saying it's a war. And you're taking the high road and being like, oh, well, the fans are the winners. Yeah, but you want them to fucking crumble and burn. You want to buy all of them back.
Yeah.
You want to buy Jericho back and Moxley and fucking everyone else.
You'll never get them. Nah, not ever again.
And it's what you want. So like that NXT didn't feel like it was really stepping up to it. This SmackDown, and also by association, Hell in a Cell, which we were reviewing today, felt more like they were addressing AEW.
Oh, for sure. You compare this SmackDown to like the last episode on USA. Holy fuck!
Well,
Jesus Christ.
I think that's also just Fox going like, we want this to be as good as you can make. Because one of my complaints with this episode is like, oh, look at all these Raw champions.
So many
that
people
are
from fucking
just-
Raw.
It's just like
Yeah.
pretty
And they
much.
keep promising the wild card will leave,
It's
and
why
it doesn't.
it's why they should have done the draft before
Oh
they
my
switched
God,
networks.
yeah.
It's
Yes.
so bizarre that it's
Jesus.
happening after now because that's like, well,
Because if you think about it like as a
Okay.
show, this is the season premiere. That means you start the season off with just a bunch of characters, and then
Yes.
episode 2.
then it'd be like if you started a show and then just some of these characters are just going to move to the spin-off in one episode.
Or
Okay.
or if
It'd be like if you did Doctor Who and then like the first episode was the Torchwood crew and then the second episode was the Doctor and then just you better watch Torchwood if you want those other characters.
yeah, or if like episode 1 of Game of Thrones was the pilot, then episode 2 was just normal. Just with the other cast.
with the different actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think what it is was WWE originally planned to phase out the wild card and like didn't have Fox like in on it.
Sure.
So they were like, okay, after this last pay-per-view, we're gonna like phase it out, and then once
And they were like, wait,
once they chat with Fox, the Fox execs are like, okay, so we want Seth Rollins, we want
Becky Lynch.
and they're like,
We want Bray Wyatt. We want Braun Strowman.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Isn't the first match?
I do feel like there was some concessions made that if SmackDown's not going to get these big stars, Heyman wants to hold on to these stars.
Yeah.
If Fox wants these guys,
Also, I'll be
we
right
gotta
back.
go ahead. If Fox wants like a big opening episode, we got to get all the stops to show that hey, like even though these people are going to be on Raw, maybe, we want you to know that we will make concessions for you because we want to keep you happy. Like even though you can't get Bray Wyatt, we're gonna like have all this stuff for the first episode.
Yeah, we'll give you a Firefly Funhouse, the first and only one that's been on SmackDown.
No, there was another one that was on SmackDown.
Was there? Okay.
It was a Finn Balor related one, I think.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But after this, we get an advertisement for the Lumberjack match, which we will talk about.
right.
Then Trish Stratus, Lena, and Maria Menounos of Regal Cinema fame
I said the same thing.
are in the audience, and it's like, what in the...
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to talk about your association with Marina Menounos and you're watching a movie?
So I worked Regal Cinemas for a while, and so I don't know if you knew this, but you know those openings they do before the previews in movie theaters? So Regal Cinemas does one where they do Nuvi Inside Look with Maria Menounos, and every time I would clean a theater, I would see her dumb face and her dumb voice. I'm sure she's a great person, but when I hear her 37 times saying the same thing, and there's nothing interesting about it, I get irritated. But she's basically that person who guides you through those opening movie segments. So she's, for some reason, the audience. And then Becky and Charlotte, we get Becky and Charlotte versus Bayley and Sasha. And then Fox is doing this thing because it's the first episode on this quote-unquote reboot, where we have these title cards kind of catching people up. Like, oh, if you don't know this person's career or history, we'll give you like a little bit of information.
It's
so you
nice.
know,
I like it.
But they don't do it for Shinsuke later.
Nope.
For some reason.
Well, because I kind of like how we didn't talk about in AEW, how they had next to their name, they had like their win-loses, their
Yes.
wins and losses and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like the AEW's approach of like changing up like how their openings are and how they do things as opposed to WWE. Ooh-wee. So it's cool that SmackDown is sort of like doing a different approach. Like, this is the person of their stats, because Fox is more about like actual sports, not that wrestling isn't a real sport, but it's sports entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool they're doing like sports stats almost.
Yeah. No,
Which is nice,
it's
because
nice.
if you started with this episode, you go, oh, okay, I guess this guy's won a lot of things. And
Yeah.
cool, okay.
Yeah.
You get it. It's nice.
Or if you've been gone for a while, maybe you want just like, oh, I didn't realize Kofi Kingston literally did nothing for 11 years. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And we'll continue to do nothing.
It's all okay.
We're not there
now.
yet.
Bayley immediately cheap shots Becky.
Yeah.
Because she's a heel.
Becky eventually stops Bayley from interfering, and then Bayley immediately tries again and succeeds in interfering. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Cole and Corey keep referencing like where the names came from, like, oh, this is why they're called the Man, and this is why, all this stuff. So I get it, like they're trying to like
Catch up.
because it's the reboot or whatever.
All these Fox people or Hulu Live people are watching.
Yeah. There was a cool move where Charlotte backflipped off the top turnbuckle to hit Bayley and Sasha because she's great. Bayley taps to figure 8, gets fucked.
Yeah.
Good.
And then there's some power scaling that I found interesting. The figure 8 is apparently twice as painful as the figure 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did,
So that means Charlotte Flair's most powerful move is twice as strong as Ric Flair's most powerful move.
Which makes sense. because-
Genetics.
Yeah, genetics.
The genetics amplify the power
Yeah.
as it continues.
During the pay-per-view about Charlotte Flair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where I was like, how did that come from Ric Flair's balls?
I love that joke back when I think it was around when 2007 era when Transformers was coming out, and people were like, John Voight was in the movie, and we were like, how the fuck did Angelina Jolie come from John Voight's ballsack?
It's amazing.
And it's just like, sometimes, you're not the only one cursed.
I mean, hey, you wouldn't realize it, but back in the day, John Voight was quite a looker.
Yeah, well.
Was he? Let me find out.
I'm pulling that out.
But I
could be right.
I didn't like.
I'll figure that out.
All right.
I'm kind of sick of these. Anything with Bailey,
Yes,
and Sasha by extension. Really, I'm kind of cooled on Sasha, to be honest.
I think the problem is because I loved when Sasha first showed up. I loved her first few appearances.
I agree.
But the problem is they stretched this thing out way too fucking far. Like they should have had this match at
Clash of Champions.
Yes,
that Clash of Champions should have been what this was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the weird. I feel like that's how they've handled like a couple of story arcs where it's like, oh, we're gonna fight at this pay-per-view, fights at this pay-per-view. Our feud's still going, and then we're gonna fight at this pay-per-view, like Roman Reigns and Eric Rowan. And
we'll get to that.
No, he's not attractive.
No, I told you.
Well,
No,
so you heard it here first, folks. John Voight is
it skips a generation. It
controversial statement.
And then we cut to backstage, and Erin Andrews from NFL Fox is there, and then the New Day come out, and she's like, "You're challenging Brock Lesnar," and I'm like, "No, Brock Lesnar's challenging Kofi because Kofi holds the title. Please review your script."
Well,
I know this is not your purview.
Yeah, but who's a real champion, honestly?
Yes, but my point is that it was just adding to the cringe of the New Day.
Oh, absolutely.
It was just like, oh, this lady from Fox Sports is not knowing what's going on.
I mean, she looked at Kofi and there's like, this guy's not the champion.
And I know, spoiler alert, we already know what happens to Kofi Kingston because
as you watched our last episode,
the last episode cliffhanger, where we this is not a prediction, this is a spoiler. And God, was this segment satisfying to watch, knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah,
it was.
We won't say it now, and I'm sure based on what we've just said, you probably have no idea.
Yeah,
because we've been pretty subtle on our feelings
towards
the New Day.
No, I think we're very even-handed about
it. Again, I like most of the New Day. Technically,
I guess it's kind of like,
I don't think they're amazing, but like I tolerate two of them.
Yeah, I mean, if one of them didn't exist,
it'd be all right.
Mick Foley and Kurt Angle are in the crowd for the Rollins Shinsuke match.
Right.
We got more Raw stars on SmackDown, and we get a Firefly Funhouse before, like, Seth comes out, and then a Firefly Funhouse plays, and then Shinsuke comes out. So
yeah.
It would have been funny, I think, if Shinsuke's theme starts and then just gets interrupted, and he's like,
that'd be great. I love So I love the Firefly Funhouse always, but I love when Rambling Rabbit is doing his thing, and like Seth feels like a little bit better. He's like kind of smiling.
He's like, kind of like encouraged, like, oh, I'm glad one person supports me.
He sees Rambling Rabbit with the burn it down shirt and the beard, and Seth's like, that's kind of cute.
That's kind of funny.
It's great because that pays off later because they fully thematically tie together both of them by saying Rambling Rollins.
That was good. I will give Dio Madden or Vic Joseph, whoever said it, the credit.
I'll give them 1 point out of 100. You did good for that one moment.
You still failed the class.
You've taken one step closer to a passing grade, and unfortunately, you needed to make like 60 more.
You're improving. So that's good.
But in the Firefly Funhouse, we get Ramblin' Rabbits. Yeah, he's dressed as Seth. I'm immediately like, what in the ass?
Oh, it's great.
And then Bray says this line where he's like, I didn't know you were a fan of my friend Seth. And I'm like, no, but he's clearly been supporting Seth.
Well, Bray Wyatt is deranged.
Oh, no. It's great because it clashes continuity-wise, but it's most certainly intentional. It just made me laugh because I'm like, wait, but you totally know this.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like how Rambling Rabbit keeps dying and coming back. Yeah. Which, speaking of,
wait, there's a great line where Bray's like, no, it's after this. You go.
No. Yeah.
I'm delusional.
No, it's okay.
I'm mad.
Rambling Rabbit gets put into this like small cage,
like a hamster cage.
Yeah,
and they have it like partly off the table so they
you
can
get
have
the
the
puppets
puppets.
so the puppet can come up.
It's real good.
And so Mercy comes up and
Mercy's playing the role of the Fiend.
yes, which he's always been the most violent. He kind of represents the worst side of Bray Wyatt's character.
He's called the Buzzard.
Yeah, he's the Buzzard.
But also Mercy the Buzzard, so it's like this cool.
Well, like almost all of the puppets reference other things from his character. Like Follow the Buzzards was a huge thing.
Yeah.
And then like Sister Abigail,
the Witch
Abby the Witch. So and then he basically says like, Seth, you might want to turn away from this one, and then like immediately Mercy the Buzzard clamps his jaws on Rambling's neck, and then it's this hilarious scene of Bray standing there, and it just cuts to him, and like he's getting like stuffing thrown in his face,
and he's like, "Oh God, oh God!" I chortled on the bus when I watched that. It was very good.
He's reacting like it's blood, and then more stuffing hits them than could possibly fit inside Rambling Rabbit, and then Rambling Rabbit's dead, and then he does the joke where he's like, dun, 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 just kidding. And
it's like,
are you okay?
He's like, Seth, see, the thing is, history is a funny way of repeating itself. And there's like the glare.
Yeah. And then they actually fucked up because the people cutting the camera shots, I don't know if you noticed this, they cut to Seth, and then the moment they do, the distortion that shows the Fiend in all the other episodes, you hear it, but they had cut to Seth at that point, so you don't see it.
Oops.
Not that, like, you need to. It's not, like, a huge mistake or anything, but it still was, like, the time... Like, did you guys...
my immersion.
Did you guys notice... I know you noticed, Nathan.
Yeah.
Sal, you must have noticed how, like, the camera audio kept cutting out and you could just hear the commentators?
Yeah, I think people were probably cursing in the crowd.
Well, sure, but sometimes they don't censor that. Because they're like, well, it's the crowd.
Maybe now that it's Fox.
And it could be much more on it.
Maybe. I don't know. But sometimes it just cut out. It wasn't just that they censored it. It was like that actually cut out.
Yeah.
But anyway, afterwards, Shinsuke arrives with Zayn. He doesn't get a card. And then it cuts back from commercial and then just Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair in the audience. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That was a little messy.
Seth starts to burn it down. He's, I like this match with Shinsuke. I didn't have a lot to say about it, but I thought it was pretty good.
There was some really surprising acrobatics because I don't think either of them typically do that. But there was a moment of Seth and Shinsuke on the ropes doing some crazy flips. I enjoyed.
So he starts to burn it down, and then the Fiend arrives, and I love this because usually it'll just show the person being attacked, but this time we actually get to see Shinsuke's reaction.
Yeah.
And he's actually acting like, wait a minute, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Do I have to fight the Fiend? And then the Fiend attacks Seth Rollins again. Mandible claws him, and then he just, like, throws him off the stage.
Yeah.
Like, the actual, like, entrance ramp.
Yeah, it's real good.
And then we get Kevin Owens and Shane recap. And you gotta grab the briefcase because it's a ladder match. And... Who the fuck is messaging me? Anyway, and then they like start talking, like the commentators are like, can you imagine a WWE without Shane McMahon? And then Corey's like, I would never want to imagine such a disgusting thing. And I'm like, oof, well, he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
At that point, I really knew in my heart of hearts.
Oh, of course.
And Kevin Owens runs in and interrupts the Best in the World announcement. And like,
God, I love this match.
Yeah, it was really good.
I actually really... Because I always, like, shit on Shane, because that's his job, and he does a good job at it, because, like, Shane's an actual really good wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like everything that Baron Corbin should be.
He really...
Because he's actually a really good wrestler, and he actually is really good on the mic, and he has good chemistry with whoever he puts himself up against, and...
There's this great bit where he's about to get a stunner. Then he, like, breaks out of it, wags his finger, immediately gets clotheslined.
Yeah. No, it's great. I think the highlight of the match is probably when Kevin Owens sets up the ladder between the divider to the crowd and the ring, and then sets Shane McMahon on it, then jumps off the top rope onto Shane McMahon, and the ladder buckles under them, and oof, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, and then Shane's like, ha, ha.
Yeah, he's not like groaning. He's just like, like his hernia just popped in. You know?
Shane is just like, thank God I'm getting retired after this.
Yeah, no, that was totally what it was. He was like, this is the last bit of pain. I just one last ride. You know, like they there's a lot of good stuff in this match. Like there is a bit where Shane just like hits him with the cardboard like a million times, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look like it hurt too much, but I've never gotten a paper cut from that thing that big.
Well, you know,
there's a commercial break. Which, speaking of, there was no cut matches in the SmackDown, just trimmed matches.
Which I feel like for SmackDown they're generally a bit better about that.
Yeah, SmackDown almost never has a cut match for our outs.
I feel like they sometimes have one
every once in a blue moon.
Yeah, it's much more common with Raw.
Yeah,
Raw will
because Raw has so many people.
Yeah,
and so they have this bit where Kevin Owens is climbing the ladder. Shane hits his legs with the chair, and then he puts Kevin in the corner, and he sets up the ladder for a coast to coast up against Kevin Owens' head, and then he does it, just fucking slams into Kevin Owens' head, and it's like, wow, that's great. He powerbombs Shane.
Yeah.
And then Shane's just gone, and Kevin Owens wins, and then Kevin Owens does this great bit where he like knocks, he climbs up, gets the case, knocks the ladder down, and like bounces on the top rope, bounces on the middle rope, then bounces down to the ground. And I'm like, that was really like cool.
That was very satisfying.
Yeah.
And he tells Shane, "You're fired." And then he stuns him.
And then my question is, well, if he's fired, is he fired at that moment? So if he was fired at that moment, that stun, is that to a civilian?
No. It's like when you it's a time punch card. You know, he gets to finish his shift, and then he's out.
Did you finish your shift?
That's different.
That's too, you go too far.
So then, so there's an 8-man tag team match.
Oh yeah.
Well, before that.
Okay.
Before that, Paul Heyman is foreshadowing Kofi's fall from grace.
Yeah.
I gotta say, watching the SmackDown, knowing how it ends, is so satisfying.
So good.
So I'm watching the clip of Kofi like, your world, and I'm like, that's the last time I ever had to fucking hear that goddamn nonsense.
I know. And
it felt so good that my penis had a little wiggle, you know? Some blood pumping.
It's like when you like leave a job you hate or end a relationship you hate, and you're
at the same time.
At the same time, and you're just like, oh wow, free at last,
complete fresh slate.
God Almighty, free at last. And then we get this 8-man tag team with Braun Strowman, The Miz,
I guess.
Yeah, Braun, The Miz, and Heavy Machinery versus Dolphin, Rude, AJ, and then Randy Orton.
Dolph Ziggler has a moment where he screeches like a fucking banshee.
Is that the bit when he tells Braun to get up before he hits him, and then Braun fucks him?
Yeah.
That was great. Ziggler was good in this. There's a bit where Otis knocks Orton down, and as I was forming the thought, that's stupid. He gets hit with a phenomenal forearm, and I'm like, good.
Yeah.
A lot of coordination in this match.
Yeah, they do the Rhino charge. Then they do this bit with Braun and Tyson Fury or whatever his name is. He's a heavyweight boxing champion. I'm like, why is this happening? Why are you not using all the talent in the back? Where's Ricochet?
It's very bizarre. And now apparently they're gonna have a match.
Yeah, this is literally just to like drum up publicity.
Yeah. Oh, but it's at whatever Crown Jewel that we're not gonna watch, so that's fine.
So I feel like Nathan made the decision, but I'm
not gonna fucking watch it. You guys are, masters of your own fate. Unlike the people, most of the people in
now you're calling me out. So the Crown Jewel, you can do your research. It's a morally bankrupt institution that is propaganda for the Saudi Arabian government, where women can't even compete in the matches because it's Saudi fucking Arabia.
Yeah.
So it's pretty, and then people choose not to, like, I know Kevin Owens is like, I will not compete at Crown Jewel, and Sami Zayn's like, I will not compete at Crown Jewel.
Because they're good people.
Yeah, well, and money's not that important. But I feel like this is kind of like a repeat of the Stephen Amell thing, where he's in the crowd, and it's like, oh, look, a celebrity, what if he fought? But, like, Stephen Amell's better than Tyson Fury, so...
Well, I haven't seen him fight, but I'm not going to see him fight, so... Oh, wow.
And then we get this funny bit where they're like, listen, we have to plug Gemini Man. We have to. So how are we gonna spin this? And they find the best possible way by saying, oh, look at the different versions of like these superstars, like the past and future versions of them. What if they fought? Who would win? And I'm like, you know what? Good on you for making this work. Because
that's real cool.
If this had been a Treadstone, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, seriously.
And then we get a really shitty scene of Heavy Machinery backstage with Marshmallow Man, the rapper, getting the 24/7
Isn't this the guy
title?
with the concert in Fortnite? That's all I know him from, really.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's all I know him from.
That's even worse.
Fuck you.
Apparently,
But he gets the title, so fuck off.
I'm gonna have a flash forward.
Sure.
Apparently there was a riot after the Hell in a Cell.
Oh, God.
This...
Oh, Christ.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay.
Vince is backstage. That's good shit. Oh. I just want the last scene of Joker, but everyone's rioting after Hell in a Cell. Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Well, hey, we're almost done with SmackDown, so we will get to that. So once again...
like, this is looming thread that we have.
This looming thread of what...
Because we haven't said what yet.
Yeah, the foreshadowing of the end of Hell in a Cell.
So once again, Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan versus... Eric, or is it? No, it's just Roman and Eric.
No, it's just no.
That's right.
I understand.
It's their lumberjack.
I understand your confusion. Daniel Bryan is on commentary.
Yes, yeah, that's what it fucking was.
It's the lumberjack match.
And so I'd never seen one. You've never seen one.
Not to my remembrance at all.
Yeah, so I had to look up the definition. So for those of you that don't know, a lumberjack match is when you have like 20 fucking wrestlers standing outside of the ring in a one-on-one fight. And if one of them gets out of the ring, they're supposed to get thrown back in. However, these people, have a bias, so they'll attack the person that they don't like and help the person they do like. And this match is really shitty because we've had it over and over and over again. And there was, to my knowledge, nothing remarkable about it.
Yeah, Eric Rowan says he wants to be respected. And I was like, well, he's failing.
Yeah.
I want to be respected. I'm no one's puppet. I'm my own man. I do things myself. Now, here's my friend Luke Harper. He will help me whenever I'm in any remote trouble whatsoever.
I think the only bit that was notable was Roman Reigns actually lifts Eric.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
That was quite impressive. He deadlifts him, holds him for a second, and then drops him. Not bad. Because Eric Rowan's a fat fuck and large and... did not give him a little helpful jump, so that was all Roman Reigns. So good on you, Roman.
Harper jumps in, Bryan jumps in, Roman spears him for the win. Handshake between Bryan and Reigns. Bryan can rouse the crowd with just his hand. Yeah. Why is this man not the focus?
Yeah, can this man please be, the face of the company?
Yeah, why is he not? He's like one of the best wrestlers and he can rouse the crowd just by like moving his arm up and down.
Like, do you really like your fucking promo with Eric Rowan is so fucking shit that Daniel Bryan will like be talking to amp it up, realize the crowd doesn't give a fuck, so he goes, hey, listen, this is supposed to be something you care about, so they'll cheer because they're like, oh, Daniel Bryan wants me to care.
If Daniel Bryan wants me to care, I should care. And then we get the best match. Cock Lesnar versus Bitch Boy. And
this is where you saw a great Kofi sign, I believe, during this match.
So there was a sign I wrote down. Hey, Kofi, you're a champion, not a waiter. Drop the pancakes. And wow, how apt.
Oof.
Because he does, in fact,
he gets
drop one or the other.
He gets his pancakes dropped for him.
Is not a champion, he is now a waiter. Because, oh boy, yeah, Cock Lesnar gets in the ring. And then 8 seconds later, Kofi is F5'd and pinned. And he is gone.
Yes.
And he rolls out of the ring, and you never see him again.
Dis-a-fucking-peers. I saw the New Day, grab him, and then they left. Because they don't fucking matter.
Absolutely satisfying.
So let's debate about this a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
So as much as I fucking hate Kofi Kingston, I'm glad that he is buried and gone.
Yes.
At the same time, the fucking power scaling here. Let's because this is like, are you telling me that all it took was an F5
Yes.
And yes,
It beat Rey Mysterio.
and yes, the pin. Yeah, but Rey Mysterio gets a lot. It's defeated by everybody.
Well,
Do you have like?
that's sad, but accurate.
Do you have like some muscles you could probably defeat Rey Mysterio?
Well, let me counter this to you.
Kofi Kingston has been high on drugs. He is a drug addict.
And that again, that pin that Brock does is a fucking amazing pin.
That's an actual pin, like you cannot move.
That's an actual pin.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out this is the man that broke the Undertaker streak. So like,
yeah.
Do you think that Kofi Kingston could last a second against the Undertaker?
Yeah. I'd say like Seth Rollins gets a buff against larger opponents. I don't think Kofi does.
No, no, absolutely not.
I mean,
because Kofi Kingston's a fucking stick figure, so he'd always get a buff.
Look, him beating Randy Orton already stretches credulity to the point of breaking.
Yes.
Him even competing against Brock Lesnar. Yeah, should it probably have been like 5 suplexes and then an F5? Sure, but the result is the same.
I feel like Kofi knew, well, if I actually fight him, he'll kill me.
There's a bit, he literally just jumps into the F5.
Oh, he does.
You can tell, like, Kofi doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm just going to lose and then get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't attempt to, we don't get to see him sell it. Part of that is because we get the ending bit, but...
Yeah.
Unlike what happens at Hell in a Cell when another person loses their title, you actually get to focus on them losing it. With Kofi, you see how much of a fucking joke... Sorry, I got angry. How much of a fucking joke he is and how much of a fucking joke his reign as champion was because they don't focus on it at all.
Yes.
Now, you can say that's a flaw in the writing. I say that's a flaw in the fact that this person even got the title.
No, I'd say they focus on Brock having the title and being like, look how right this is. And I'm like, and I agree. You're correct.
And I agree. He smiles and I'm like, this feels right.
And I don't mind Brock winning because I think that it's a new show, new channel. Having a main antagonist to bring down is good.
Yeah, having a main antagonist to hold the title would be
a good idea.
Would be a good idea. It's interesting that you say that. But anyway, this was great. But then Rey Mysterio's music plays. And at first you're like, is Rey Mysterio gonna come and like take the title from Brock Lesnar?
I was hopeful.
Or is he gonna just beat the shit out of him? And you're like, wait, there's somebody with Rey Mysterio.
And at first I was like, is that Dominic?
I said the same thing.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I was like, is that Dominic?
Because I didn't know who that fucking was.
And no, it's Cain Velasquez.
Right.
That guy from UFC who beat Brock Lesnar in real life.
I don't watch wrestling.
It's not wrestling. It's martial arts.
I don't watch sports, I watch wrestling.
I mean, that's exactly it. But I watched the match. It's embarrassing. In real life, Brock Lesnar just loses to this pudgy, it's Mexican man.
It's real weird.
Like Brock Lesnar's just on the ground, like feebly kicking as he just punches him until Brock Lesnar bleeds. And so Cain Velasquez is just staring at him, and he's like, I beat you up in real life. And Paul Heyman is saying to Brock, like, show them who you are. And he holds up the title, but he's completely terrified. So we end with what?
Just some more fan reactions to the end of Hell in the Cell.
Oh, Jesus too was persecuted in his time.
Yeah, but this is rightfully.
No, I know.
Anyway.
Brock Lesnar ends it with the title, but then they do a switch, and now Brock Lesnar is facing a new Brock Lesnar, who is the Brock Lesnar for Brock Lesnar. Yeah. And now Brock's scared, which was great. I loved his acting.
Yeah.
It was really fantastic.
I was like, wow, Brock Lesnar has conflict?
Yeah, he's a 3-dimensional character now.
Yeah, well, he's a champion.
He's now the protagonist. They were like, we have to have Brock Lesnar as a protagonist. How do we do that? We got to bring in the guy who actually beat the shit out of him. Oh, no. Okay.
It's real funny.
So I thought the SmackDown was pretty good.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was
better than the fucking finale for SmackDown.
By magnitude stupid.
I thought it was fucking pandering as shit with all their fucking roster because I want Raw and SmackDown to be separate properties.
I do too.
God.
I really do.
But
hopefully after the draw.
But hey, it's
it felt like just an episode of Raw.
Yeah.
What? Who would we say was the best actor besides Bray Wyatt?
The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock. Who would we say is the worst actor? I can't say Kofi because he didn't have time to act.
No,
he had his interview.
Well,
he had his interview
promo
beforehand. That was pretty shit.
Who was even in this episode?
I guess we can go with Kofi Kingston.
Him or Bailey, but
yeah,
I didn't.
Or Bailey.
I didn't pay much attention.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah, Eric Rowan maybe.
Ooh, Eric Rowan. Always.
We'll just give it to all of them.
Yeah,
nobody was
Tyson Fury.
No, you're right. Tyson Fury is the worst actor.
That was pretty shit.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that, did we?
And the fact that
we did.
And the fact that his inaugural match in the WWE is at Crown Jewel is pretty.
Is it really?
Yes.
I mean that's when he and Braun Strowman are having their fight.
Yeah.
So
we're not watching Crown Jewel.
Yeah, we're not watching. Crown Jewel.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's unfortunate.
So
also wait, Crown Jewel's on October 31st, which is Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why isn't it Hell in a Cell?
Who knows? Crown Jewel's important, so we get that Saudi Arabian money.
We gotta. Hey, listen, you gotta book Hell in the Cell like way, 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 way far in advance. At the venues and it's a whole business.
What would we say was the best match of that SmackDown?
Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar.
Besides the meme, what would we say is the best?
No, he legitimately won. That was a good pin.
That was a good pin.
Okay,
that's one of the most. That is one of the most solid pins I've seen.
That is the most solid pin I've ever seen.
I'd say that was the best, but I would say if I had to pick a second, it would be Kevin Owens versus Shane.
That was going to be mine as well.
Yeah, okay.
So.
All right.
What
was the worst match?
Oh God. Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan, the lumberjack match.
Yeah. Yes.
100% worst match.
I'd say
100%.
But you know what was the best match of Hell in the Cell? Natalya versus Lacey Evans.
Oh yeah, the pre-show.
So that's unfortunate.
Which is great because it's in the pre-show, and those are all the matches they've been cutting.
Yep.
So no great loss, to quote The Stand.
Oh, it's great.
So now we are going to a nice reference to The Stand.
I know. Yeah, wait for our Stand podcast.
So now we will talk about Hell in a Cell,
which we again just watched now.
Literally, yeah,
about
just watched.
Emotions are
high.
Raw.
Ha. I mean, the fans are going to start laying the smackdown on Vince McMahon's crusty old ass.
So
we get this cool. Sorry. No, go ahead.
No,
don't hold back.
This feels like the video you, me, and Haley did about Grindelwald. Where, it was 2 hours of us being like, yeah, wow, what a fun movie. And then, the actual meat of it was us shitting on Grindelwald itself.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I can't say how your guys' thoughts are progressing so far, but I would say that I really liked how it ended. I liked that last.
But did you like the whole thing?
No.
Wait, for Hell in a Cell or a Fantastic Beasts Where to Find Them?
For Hell in a Cell.
You were on the thin ice there, my friend.
Hell in a Cell, you cocksucker.
But we get this the opening they kind of used to advertise a few times with the demonic vines kind of going around, clips of people that already exist. They didn't film it for it, but
yeah,
it was they CGI'd the vines going on them and put the background of the cell.
Yeah.
So it was given
and there was a little girl narrating.
Yeah,
that was creepy as shit.
Was that the Undertaker shit?
I don't know.
I don't know the lore behind this little girl. Can someone help?
Yeah.
We also got a funny ad where they started showing the footage of Braun Strowman destroying the car.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why are they showing this? This is over. And then it's oh, there's a new Braun action figure with the car that he tears apart. And I'm like, good.
That's fun.
Good.
So I'd like to point out
Go ahead.
that the first match we see, besides the pre-show, is the longest match in the entire show.
Are you kidding me?
It's just under 22 minutes of Becky versus Sasha.
I kind of feel that.
Yeah, I mean, I felt it, but I assume
that.
that's just because the fight was dragging.
Yeah, it was dragging. The only one. Yeah, let me see real quick.
Because I have the times here because I couldn't use Bleacher Report.
The only one that felt remotely the Seth Fiend match was shorter than that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Seth Fiend was 17 and a half minutes. So
that was languid. That had lots of long periods of time with nothing. Not nothing happening.
Jesus fuck.
So the fact that this one's 22 minutes, woof.
And that wasn't that good.
No.
The first match?
Yeah.
Becky and Sasha.
Because for one thing, it started off outside of the Hell in the Cell, and then
that was so okay. Listen, Hell in a Cell. We have 2 matches in the actual cell. And the first fucking match, so 1 out of the 2 matches actually in the cell, it begins by them not being in the cell.
Yeah, and they stay there for like 3 or 4 minutes.
At least 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
So
they
is
go.
that time accounting for that before the bell rings?
I don't know.
I think it does.
It probably counts from when the first superstar enters.
Yeah,
to when...
I think that's when they time it.
Although it could be when bells ring. Who knows?
Hmm.
I'd have to.
But it still would be like comparable.
Yeah,
It would still be at least as long as the Rollins Fiend match.
I'd say.
But yeah, like they start fighting before the cell lowers. There's like bits where like Sasha gets the cell door kicked in her face, and I think we liked that.
Mm-hmm.
Becky wraps the chain that was going to be used to seal the cell around her fist, which was probably the best part of the whole match, and that was like the third thing that happened.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you're telling me that like propping up a chair on 3 kendo sticks in the corner wasn't amazing?
that was at first stupid.
Yeah.
And then it became amazing because like she put Sasha on there and then did like a jumping.
Well, no, it became amazing just before that
When Becky taps the chair to make sure.
because you have Sasha put 2 kendo sticks up. Because apes together strong, bashes Becky's face into it. And then Becky puts the chair there, adds a 3rd kendo stick to make it more support, and then gives it like a gentle tap on the seat to go, okay, yeah, it's good. And then she throws Sasha up there and kicks her ass.
Yeah. Also, Becky's nipples weren't very hard this match, so I don't think she was very into it.
No.
Because I swear to God, it's a fact. If you go look at certain episodes, right as the match starts, it's just immediate.
Fucking diamonds. Like, as soon as she is through the ropes, like, it's go time.
So the fact that it wasn't, that's very concerning.
Yeah.
Very concerning.
And again, it's weird because we were talking, and I'm probably the biggest Sasha fan of the 3 of us by dint of I like her.
Currently.
Because
that's depreciated for me.
Yeah. And so I was really hoping for a title change because I think Becky in recent weeks, like since Sasha showed up, Becky has kind of just been going through the same. Oh, I made you as strong as you possibly could be because you want my title, and I want the strongest fighter, and I'm the best, and I need to prove it. And it's like, okay, all right, can we?
It's just the same thing.
Yeah, and then but the problem is it's ended up kind of being the same thing with Sasha, where it's like, what if me and Bayley attack you and Charlotte over and over and over, and also Alexa Bliss and Nikki
But then
Cross
sometimes Carmella is there.
and it's like Vince, I'm sorry, someone who cares about the story of WWE, if you're listening, fucking tighten up these plots. I don't need 2 months of Sasha going after the title.
Because listen, here's the thing, is you can't say that it's just down to format. You can't say that, the episodes have to be this long, therefore we have to like repeat stuff. You don't, because you choose to have the big stars every episode.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other. Give me Buddy Murphy, goddammit.
Again,
where's Buddy Murphy?
Again, we just had a SmackDown with a shit ton of Raw stars on it.
Yeah.
Like featured prominently. And like, what about people who are only on SmackDown, who weren't in that episode of SmackDown? Like, don't get me wrong, I like Roman Reigns, I like Seth Rollins, I like Becky most of the time.
Well, Roman Reigns is SmackDown.
Roman Reigns is SmackDown. Fine, whatever. Yeah. I like the big name people, but I like my Buddy Murphys. I like the people that are like.
Who's Buddy Murphy?
I just think that what you need to do is just think of it in terms of like an A, B, C, and D storyline. And listen, if like you don't know what to do with Becky Lynch and Sasha, and there's nowhere their feud can go till the pay-per-view,
take a week off.
It's
fine.
Just have somebody
I'll remember. I promise.
Yeah.
You still have them on the advertisements for WWE 2K20.
Fine. It's totally fine, yeah. But Becky makes Sasha tap. Sasha is the big sad, I think you said.
Yeah.
And then I think didn't you say to Sal that Sasha now has the biggest losing streak of the women's Hell in a Cell matches?
She does. She has the longest losing streak.
She's 0 for 2.
Yeah.
0 for 2.
Oof.
And then we transitioned from, so we had the Raw commentators, and now we have Cole and Corey Graves.
Thank
again.
fucking God. Real commentators who know how to do their fucking jobs.
Yeah, Dio Madden, please,
And Vic Joseph.
please leave. Jerry Lawler, you can stay. You gotta work on your commentary around the Fiend, but you can stay.
I think what Jerry Lawler's problem is he's a great fucking commentator for like anything but characters like the Fiend.
Yes,
Because he says the obvious when it's like the atmosphere is why we like them.
yeah.
It's not because you say that there's atmosphere. It's because it's fucking there. So when he's saying like, oh, like, isn't it like when he says shit about like, oh, this superstar told me something, and it's like petty drama stuff. That's funny.
Sure.
When you are trying to talk over the Fiend entering, you get on my fucking nerves.
Oh, it's got like Freddy Krueger creepiness, and it's like,
no,
He will get Freddy Krueger nightmares.
yeah. Which is fucking cringe because you're in the presence of an artist.
yes.
So let him do his art. So
Speaking of an artist,
Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan.
So we get this recap again.
I am so sick of this recap. Oh my God, I feel like I've been in the fuck. I feel like
Was this? And again, we asked, was this what it was building to? Because again, this is like one pay-per-view too many past the point.
If it means it's over, then yes. This is what it was all. This is the culmination. This is, the grand finale. This is the third longest match, by the way.
Yeah, I believe it. It was very long.
And also, I love... So they have their stupid fucking recap. And they go, 3 weeks ago, shows the Eric Rowan interview. But then they show his attempts on Roman Reigns that were like 2 months ago. And it's like, God, I wish this whole arc was just 3 weeks.
Yeah, if it was just 3 weeks, that'd been pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then I think you
sick
said,
of this
I'm here for Hell in a Cell, not Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it just 2 matches? Jesus. What's the point?
Rowan says something about you tried to embarrass me to Daniel Bryan. I'm like, in what fucking reality is that a true statement?
He doesn't know. He's trying to improv. And it's...
One good thing about this match, besides Daniel Bryan,
Yes.
Luke Harper.
Oh my God, Luke Harper.
Like so you know how we said Otis sees dogs? I feel like Luke Harper has The Shining, and he's just constantly seeing ghosts. He's seeing ghosts everywhere. Like
You got the shine.
like he's looking up like at random shit, and like
he's staring intently at something.
yeah,
Yes.
no, it's not just like I need someplace to look. It's like no, something is like his eyes are fixated. His pupils are dilated.
What did I say? He's seeing something that I cannot see.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's opened his third eye. He and Velveteen Dream. They're only
That'd be a
few
tag team I'd fucking watch.
steps. Velveteen Dream and Luke.
Oh,
Harper.
Christ.
You know you like it because
God.
Dream's all like seductive and they have Luke just like staring.
They just
Oh, God.
and so Harper
Dream.
hits the what did I write here?
The big guys hit the littler guys, and the littler guys hit them back.
And guess what? They do the same thing they did previously, where they just tear stuff up in the same exact spots, and then
My God, I've never seen such wanton violence and all of. Roman Reigns spears Eric Rowan into a table, and that's real good.
there's a bit where Rowan cracks a pencil in half.
That was fucking so weird.
And they're like, "Oh, that's symbolic," and I'm like,
No, Corey said that because
I know,
He's
I know.
trying.
Corey said that, and I'm like, "You have, okay." And
Corey
then
has to say something.
yeah, Roman gets the pin.
Yeah.
Brian denies the handshake, and at first you're like, "Oh," and then he gets the crowd amped up because it's time to bring it in,
he
brother.
Wants a hug. And Roman kind of sulks off to the side and tries to not smile, and then fails.
He just smiles so big. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't want to do this in front of everybody, but okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's so great.
And what's great is they're selling like they got fucked. To be honest, I think they probably got pretty fucked
Oh, no,
up.
Roman got fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
his getting out. I love the bit where, because Roman hit his knee earlier, and it fucked his knee.
Yeah.
And like, there's a bit where he's like about to get off the stage, and he goes and looks, and the chairs are gone, and he's like has this moment of like,
I have to like drop down on my.
and he like gently like drops down. It's also happened earlier where like Sasha like put a chair through the cage, and it started to fall. She pushed it back, started to fall again. She just sort of like was like, oh.
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter.
It was so human. It was great.
Then we get one of the best matches.
Yeah.
Randy Orton versus Ali.
This was the best match.
This.
Well,
I'd say by sheer feats of athleticism, I'd agree.
It's close. It's close. It's very good. It's extremely good. There's a bit where Michael Cole unplugs his phone, which is charging at the announcer's table.
So listen. Here's how it goes. So, like, we just had this gigantic match where, like, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper are fucking crazy assholes and rip up everything. And they made this nice Randy Orton Ali match. And there's a bit where, like, they kind of go towards the announce table, and it's this thing where Corey Graves grabs his drink, moves it off to the side, then unplugs his phone and stands up. Like, very, very quickly. Like, he's done this a lot. And I caught it, and it was just the funniest fucking thing that, like, he was just charging his phone.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But this match is really intense because Ali gets bruised right on his ribs.
Early, too.
Really early. And it's bad because later on in the match, it darkens. So you know it's, like, deep in there. And Orton's just, like, constantly kneeing and punching that area. It's like, you're a cocksucker.
I didn't know Randy Orton was fighting. I didn't know who he was fighting, so I was like, wait, Randy Orton, who's he fighting? I don't know. And you guys are like, you don't know? Great.
It's so good.
Yeah, because I almost told you in the car bringing you over here, but then I was like, no, I'm not going to tell. So, it was Ali. And then there's a bit where Orton almost gets a near fall on Ali, and then he looks at the ref and goes, you sure? I'm like, oh, God. There's a bit, so... The whole match was great.
It was really good.
I was never unengaged with this match.
I like for at least the first half, more like for the first like 3/4. Randy Orton is like all over Ali, so Ali is not able to do his usual like high flying shit.
He can't do it.
Like, he does this thing where he'll like be in the corner, so when we run towards him, he'll like slink out of it and do a kick. And normally with an Ali match, it's like one of the first things he does.
Yeah,
takes him like 10 minutes in to do this because Orton has him like so concentrated in the middle of the ring and just working on him. And you put in a thing where like Orton would like indicate to Ali when he's about to do a big move.
Yeah, he kind of taps him.
Well, yeah, he taps him.
And it's like, oh, a good wrestler.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to like kill him. But basically the way the match...
he has before.
Yes. The way the match ends, we get the setup for the RKO. Ali does this really awesome parry where he like uses his legs to push himself up off Orton's shoulder to avoid the hit.
Yeah.
And then he attempts to pin, goes into the trap, and then just gets fucking RKO.
I also want to point out, the slow-mo made this so much more apparent, but we've said it a lot, but we're going to keep saying it. Randy Orton is a fucking professional and just so good, because when Ali does the parry, you know, this is choreographed. Like, they've rehearsed this at least a little bit. You can see in the slow-mo, as Randy Orton is bringing Ali down for the RKO that doesn't get complete, he, like, turns and looks to see that Ali's not there and has the look of surprise, even though he knows that's part of their match. And that's like 1 second, and he's able to do it.
Like, also,
after he gets the RKO, he does this amazing.
Yeah, he like turns to Ali with this like side smirk of like, bitch. Did you really think that you were not gonna get RKO'd right now?
Yeah,
he really think that?
Please. He did a Thanos smile,
and then he very like lazily kind of comes over to Ali. Gently grabs his leg, lifts it up, 1, 2, 3, and then puts it back down very calmly. And then kind of still has a smirk of like, you almost thought you got me.
Yeah, it's this bit where he like taps his chest and then wags his finger at Ali in a very like, you're something, kid.
Yeah, it's funny. We saw him like walking by and we were like, oh, is he going to help him up and be nice? And then he just taps his chest and points. And I was just like, oh, well, that's still a show of respect.
That's something.
That's something
Smash
from the
Viper. The drunk Randy Orton. Yeah, that Sammy Guevara kid's pretty good. I want to work with him.
I absolutely loved this match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic. Best match so far, obviously.
Yes.
And then we get that... We don't need to talk about that.
What is it? No, say it.
It was just Tyson Fury, Braun stuff.
Oh, yeah, skip it.
We already covered that.
She's not a wrestler, I don't care.
Alexa and Nikki versus the Kabuki Warriors.
Oh, fuck, this match.
What did we think? You didn't like it?
I liked it.
I think this match is good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'm sad. You know.
Yeah. No, I getcha. There was a bit where we kind of acknowledged that Nikki was a face and Asuka was a heel because she literally put her heel out and Asuka and then Nikki's face.
Well, because I was debating, I'm like, well, are the Kabuki Warriors heels or faces?
They're heels.
As Asuka puts up her boot and rams Nikki's face into it, and I'm like, oh, never mind, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I quite like the dynamics in this match. There was a bit where Kairi Sane went up and like flicked Nikki in the face. As
she did her walk the plank, and Nikki's just like on the ropes, ready to try to help Alexa, and then gets poked in the eye.
Yeah,
but yeah, I love Asuka. I love Asuka and Nikki and Alexa, of course, and Kairi Sane's pretty good.
Yeah,
but I love Asuka, and she really got to like actually wrestle for the first time in a while.
I just didn't think they'd win because Paige isn't around right now.
Yeah. I know, but who knows what's happening with that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I also felt my experience with the Kabuki Warriors is that they've kind of been jobbing quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, oh well,
and they were building them up, and then they just kept losing. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, also it's weird because like I thought that they were like really pushing this Alexa Nikki thing.
Yeah, and they were.
Yeah, and they were.
And I thought they had the titles for very long.
No.
I guess if you're not like a champion, like a singles top of the bill champion, you don't really matter.
Again, like tag team championships and tag team titles, like.
Well, when you have one like pair of champions for the whole women's division across both brands, it's kind of fucky.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like it has to change because otherwise.
We need a women's Raw and SmackDown championship for tag teams.
Or just less tag teams.
Or less tag... people like that, I guess.
Yeah, well, I know. But anyway, like, there's this bit where I still don't understand how, but Asuka sprays Joker toxin, goblin serum.
Yeah.
Literally, like, sprays that in Nikki's face after Nikki does the classic tag team thing of, oh, well, they're not letting her get in, and then she gets in and kills everyone.
Yeah.
But she, like, sprays it in her face, and then somehow, I don't know where she got it. Probably from the Tyrells. But anyway.
I made the joke of, like, before the match, they gave Nikki, like, a brooch in her hair, and it's like, maybe fix that for you.
Yeah.
And I pulled out the poison.
Asuka gets the win.
We never got a Twisted Bliss.
No, I'm afraid not.
That's why they lost.
That is why they lost.
And then Nikki is like wiping her face off, and Alexa's very concerned. And
she's like, "What's eyes on your face?"
She's so confused, concerned, and hurt.
And the Kabuki Warriors are just triumphant and terrifying.
And I'm like, "Yeah, title change."
Yeah, title change.
There was one time when the crowd was doing
a title change.
Cheers, where they do the something, and then Asuka went along with it, and it was great.
Yeah, she did the claps.
Yeah, she did.
That was fun.
And then we get the OC and the Viking Raiders with Braun Strowman.
And I like this match. So you two...
Surprisingly.
I was paying attention.
So typically in this household, Viking Raiders...
is the take a piss match.
Is the take a piss match.
Yeah.
Same with the OC.
Yes. So this was...
But you two went off and you got food and talked in the kitchen.
No.
You guys went off. You did stuff.
For only a small part.
Yes.
I was off for a good portion of it. Joe was there for most of it.
Yeah. But I was like, no. I'm going to stay and really watch the Viking Raiders in the OC and really be like, am I just prejudiced? Am I just an asshole? And I watched them. And the fact that, like... And also, by the way, it's the Raw commentators.
Yeah.
It switches back to them.
So that sucks.
So the fact that like the Viking Raiders and the OC were doing a good job and the commentary was letting them down really speaks volumes to me. Really
about the
does.
Raw commentary team, yeah.
Yes, and all because like the Viking Raiders are actually pulling off really good moves. So were the OC. They were fighting really well. They're doing a good job. I've heard some fucking sick fucking tricks. Like
there's a bit where AJ got his phenomenal forearm caught by Braun Strowman and almost died.
Yeah, a lot of good choreography.
Yeah,
a lot of good moments. They saved Braun for the very end, which was good because, power scaling wise, Braun Strowman would kill everybody.
Yeah,
and the fact that they kept the Braun like their secret weapon in the back. No, we got this.
Yeah,
we got this.
That was good.
It was good.
Get the Rhino charge. I want them to stop having Braun's shoulder hit the post because I'm afraid he's gonna have severe damage as a
he will.
grown man.
He already does probably.
Yeah.
God. But there's also a bit where the Viking Raiders like flip AJ like twice in midair and then he lands, and it's like, God. But then it's a DQ by the OC because for some reason
this
tag team, the ref decided you get DQ'd for interfering, even though every tag team does this.
Yes.
Within this own pay-per-view does this.
Yes, it's awful.
And it's like stupid because it's like, well, it's like having a story where you say there's no rules and then you just say that there's a rule this time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
it's also was it this or the SmackDown where Braun's theme took for fucking ever to come in? So he's kind of just standing there and AJ kind of looks at him.
It was this time.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
But AJ was fucking selling like a champ as he limped and hobbled and got dragged up the ramp and
kept saying, "Don't help me." Yeah.
No, absolutely. I'm fine. And then Oof. So that was
they definitely they showed their talent, but the script failed them and the commentators.
Yeah.
And it just kind of ended with a wet fart.
Again, in case it didn't get picked up on the recording last time, Dio Madden, Vic Joseph is who it is. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, you guys are awful. This is why I don't watch 205 Live. It's because of you. First
you brought over the 24/7 championship into our lives, into this world, and I cursed you for this. And now you're bringing your commentators to take up so much more of my time, and I curse you for it. 205 Live is a blight upon this world, and I don't need it to intermingle with the parts of WWE that I enjoy. So please, kindly, in like the most direct, simple instructions I can give you, please fuck off. Speaking of,
where's Byron Saxton?
Street Profits.
Where's Tom Phelps?
So what did you do to them?
Where are they? Is that the next plot? Finding the good commentators?
It's the search for them.
Thank God.
That would be a comedy skit that I would actually entrust R-Truth to. Like,
I would entrust R-Truth to find the correct commentators.
Yeah.
Like, because R-Truth fucks with everything. It's like 5'11", 24/7, 365 foul champion. And so, like, because he was like, wait a minute. Those aren't the commentators. And it's like, wait a minute. No, Truth, those are. It's like, no. Oh. And, like, he actually is, like, right for once.
Yeah. No, hire me. Hire us.
It's like the bit in Cabin in the Woods where the guy's, like, he's smoking weed the whole time, so he's impervious to the gases, and he's, like, the one who actually sees the truth.
Yeah.
Truth is
the R-Truth.
The R-Truth. Yeah.
Street Profits. Are they going to be on Raw or SmackDown?
Yes.
And then we get this dumb...
It's why they lost the tag titles in NXT.
Yeah, that is why, isn't it?
It is.
That makes sense.
It's 1,000% why.
And then we get this dumb 24/7 title thing where...
So during the Street Profits bit, yeah. So, like, I guess for some reason... So they're coming through, and then some random chick... I don't know the fuck... They say her name like 5 times. I don't know who the fuck she is.
Yeah.
She looks like she's like... I thought she was a fan.
Yeah, no, I did too.
She has like a t-shirt and like a jacket. Like she looks like some fucking normie.
Yeah.
I guess knocks them all over, pins Carmella, gets the championship, runs away.
And we missed the plot point that explains whatever.
I don't know.
And then Ashley runs away. Tyler Breeze from NXT shows up.
Yeah,
and his whole thing is that like, ooh, I'm pretty. I'm like, he's gay. And
okay.
If you didn't guess it.
Oh. Well.
I didn't have enough information on him to even form that.
I mean, I don't actually know if he's gay, but like,
okay.
Him and his partner Fandango showed up. It's
Breezango.
It's Breezango.
Yeah, boy, gay as hell.
Yeah. And he shows up and is all like, "Hey, baby," and she just like knocks him over, and I'm like, "This is the same man who like withstood like so much punishment in NXT in matches," and he's just like, "What?"
No, but we swear NXT's the third brand. Take us seriously.
So where we finally decided that if you were part of the 24/7 championship storyline, you were given a massive debuff.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's almost like the title just makes you shittier.
Yes. Because remember how many times R-Truth's been just pinned because of whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was that one time they let R-Truth and Drake Maverick have like an actual match for it, and R-Truth was like wrestling.
Yeah, that was
and we
really
were
good.
all like, "What the fuck? You could do this?"
Didn't know he had it in him.
I didn't. Anyway, what's the fuck's next?
Gable and Corbin.
Again.
You mean Shorty Gable?
Uh.
So we spent half this match getting mad about the fact that like Chad Gable is not a short person.
Yeah, because he's not.
He's
like
5'8".
He's an inch shorter than I am.
Yeah.
And I consider you a tall person.
Yeah, I'd say like if you're 5'4", you're quote unquote average height. Like 5'5", I think is average height.
Yeah, I'm like 5'3".
Yeah, so you're like a bit below average height,
which is fine.
You know.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
not that I can't reach anything or anything.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. But I don't have a lot to say. I don't want to say a whole lot.
It's because, so for those of you that have been watching, we've been doing it the last couple weeks, you know.
The same match? Yes.
This is the same match. Anything we have to say, we've said it because they've done, there's nothing new. There's nothing special. It's not Hell in a Cell.
Isn't Chad Gable also like kind of mad that he has to do this again and again and again?
Yes. And so is Baron Corbin.
Yeah, the only thing that was cool was that when Corbin goes out to grab the scepter, the ref grabs the scepter.
Yeah.
And then Corbin immediately loses.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking dolt.
Yeah. And later on, I can't remember exactly where it is. You have the interview with Chad Gable.
Yeah, they call him Shorty Gable. And he's like, yeah, show me whatever you want.
Call me whatever you want. I fucking won, you know.
And
whatever.
then Corbin fucking assaults him.
Yeah, and that was a good sequence.
It was well shot.
And it's great because Corbin didn't say a fucking thing.
Yeah, he was just pissed.
Yeah, he just beat the shit out of him and left. So that was cool. That sequence was better than their match. So
yes, no, it was. It really. If that had been the only bit in Hell in a Cell with them, I would have been fine.
Instantly better.
Then we get Charlotte Flair versus Bayley.
We get half of a real wrestling match, and
there's this weird fucking bit where Bayley grabs Funaki from the Japanese announcement. No, sorry. This happens before the match. God. Okay. So the 24/7 title thing happens.
You know you matter when during your intro we cut over to the foreign announce team and there's 24/7 championship bullshit.
Yeah.
You know you're important.
Funaki gets used as a human shield by the fan. I'm just going to call her that because I don't know her name.
That's fair.
Then they do this weird thing where doesn't R-Truth face off with him kung fu style?
Yeah, he does
it's
fake.
So racist.
He does fake martial art calls and kung fu things, and then Funaki actually gets into a fighting stance, and R-Truth is like, "Oh, I'm kidding," and then the fan grabs Funaki again and hurls him at R-Truth.
The fan, I love it.
And then she misses, and R-Truth gets the pin. I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Carmella's there, and she knocks her down.
She had gotten the title, but I don't have the connecting tissue for when she just started supporting R-Truth like she had been doing in the previous parts of this fucking arc because I thought there was character development.
It's because you don't watch the YouTube videos of the 24/7 championship.
Fuck me, I guess.
You're a fake fan.
It's 24/7, and we only watched 15 seconds of it. Do you know how much time has passed?
Okay.
Anything can happen at any time.
If you don't watch Raw Live, 205 Live, NXT, SmackDown, Total Divas,
AEW,
Miz and Mrs. Shut the fuck up. That's not good shit.
The Stone Cold Steve Austin show.
The Big Show.
The Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast.
365 Chronicles Goldberg.
Specifically Goldberg, nobody else. If I don't watch the Goldberg one 5 times.
The WWE.com exclusives. Alright, the YouTube exclusives. If you don't fly out to every single fucking live show, you're a fake fan.
Okay.
And the 24/7 championship is a breath of fresh air to WWE and bringing it to new heights.
Speaking of a breath of fresh air, Bayley fucking lost.
Oh, and they
after she tried to do a dirty pin on Charlotte too.
Yes.
And Charlotte fucked up her hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
And they sold the piss out of Charlotte. Pretty much all of Charlotte's moves landed and were very effective, and Bayley's moves either missed or didn't do that much.
There was a bit where it's great hit by Bayley. Is it?
And it was a hit, so
I watched it. She missed
by the course of this match. No, they said that when she grabbed her ankle and knocked her down, and said that was a great hit.
Bayley got a few hits in, but this was all Charlotte.
Yeah,
Charlotte was just destroying.
Well, because Charlotte's the one that can do choreography and fight.
Yeah, but she makes her tap, which is great.
Which is so goddamn.
And then she gets the title 10th time, baby.
Yeah. And Bayley sobs uncontrollably.
And Charlotte Flair is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
That was,
to be honest,
that was great shit. That was real good.
That was real good. And then Bayley throws a tantrum, and it's like, oh yeah, sorry, you cheated, so you lost.
Yeah, that's the rules.
And then as Bailey is crying, just like sitting down in front of the apron crying, you hear someone like right as the camera go, Yowie Wowie! And I'm just start laughing.
Also, Bailey says, why does this always happen to me?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
It's like you were the champion for months.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I mean, she'd lost a lot of matches, but none of them were for the title, so I guess that
convenient.
could be it. But anyway,
the SmackDown Women's Championship is just supported as the Raw Women's Championship.
Well, now it is.
I'm a hugger.
There's an actual champion with that title.
All right, now I think it's time. We're talking about the main event.
The gloves have come off.
The gloves are coming off. Hurt and heel? No.
Thing of the past.
No, son, this is a thing of the past.
There's only ringside casuals.
This is ringside casuals. So, we're talking the main event, Seth Rollins versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt.
Now, we're about to get... So listen, if you have any kids at home, and maybe you have this on while you have your kids around, I would suggest you put on some headphones, have them go take a nap.
I mean, we've already sworn so much. We should really put an explicit
No, but
label
listen,
on
but that was nothing.
Oh, God.
There are 7 words you can't use.
Okay, Carlin.
We're going to use all of them.
I don't even know. Hold on one second.
Bastard.
Go on. I'll sew them in.
So if you have children, go away. Okay. Hello. So adult to adult, we're here to talk about this match.
Yeah.
And how this could have been the best thing in the world. And then it wasn't.
To a lot of people, they'd probably say that it was shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. So,
yeah.
But
I think I've used all of those on this podcast, except I think not cunt as much. But
I haven't said piss a whole lot.
Well, say it, piss. You know,
twat, even
twat.
I've said cocksucker.
So okay, so the first good sign we get, Seth Rollins comes out. And then we notice something, and that's the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
And for this match, they decided we're just going to have it, like, in fucking, like, red.
Yeah. Dull red.
And some people I saw on Twitter did not like that decision. I thought
no, that was genius.
I thought it was great.
Yo, that was
perfect.
That was so atmospheric.
That made the images burn into my brain so much more, like, especially Seth's
Because I remember at the SummerSlam, during the match, it just cuts... And it's just like the stark lighting, and I was like, I mean, the Fiend's still creepy, but also like it's a bit like a little weird, you know. But the Fiend being like total this mood lighting was a lot better.
I don't know. I can't like fully go with you on that. I think it was good. I don't think I would want every Fiend match.
Oh no, definitely not. No.
But I think like for the purposes of Hell in a Cell and the Fiend worked great. And so Bray comes out, and of course. Why wouldn't I love the Fiend's opening? Except because we have the Raw commentary team. They try to fucking talk over his intro. Why? Because did you watch SummerSlam and how fucking entrancing that was where they said maybe one thing in the whole entrance? But
like literally, no, they didn't. They didn't say a fucking word until after the lights came on and everything was, they were fucking quiet. Because Michael Cole, Corey Graves, whoever else fucking they were goddamn professionals.
I think it was Renee.
Yeah, good. Fucking love Renee Young. I miss you. I love you. But listen,
come back to us,
we fucking turned off all the lights. We shut the fuck up. I was leaning forward. I was like, oh man, I've been waiting since fucking SummerSlam for this.
Yeah.
Like, this is a wrestler you've been building up for fucking months now.
People rewatch SummerSlam. And I say people, meaning us and presumably hundreds others.
People have been waiting.
Watch just that part of SummerSlam and that intro and that match and that song just because it is that good.
The Fiend mask is repeatedly sold out within like weeks of restocking.
The Fiend is making you money. So much money. And he has one fucking match. Now two, but one fucking match. One. He has sold so much fucking merch. People are so excited to watch fucking wrestling now. Like, it's
in a climate where you have very intense competition, you would think, let the guy do his shit.
People even go as far as to say that it's not WWE, versus AEW. It's Bray Wyatt versus AEW.
I would argue that is almost entirely correct.
That is correct.
Not to say that like I not in terms of like I don't enjoy any other aspects of WWE. I mean in terms of like money wise, yeah.
Or sheer creative output.
Let's just look around this table, for instance. What did you have on earlier? Fiend gloves. What do you have on? A Let Me In shirt. I have a Yowie Wowie shirt. Like, why? Why is it no other wrestler?
I mean, it's either him or Undertaker.
I mean, I have a Kevin Owens shirt.
Yeah.
But that's beside
Kevin Owens is really good.
But I have 2 Bray Wyatt shirts.
Yeah.
I have a Yowie Wowie and a Wyatt gem. Why? Because Bray Wyatt, despite having one match, has so much presence, so much character, so much dynamic depth that it is palpable. It's amazing. Like I love Bray Wyatt because he is truly what wrestling is about. Other sports I don't care about the stats. I kind of care about it sometimes, but I'd be invested in the character instead of the plot. And that's what wrestling is built on. Is it's supposed to be? We're not just you like this team because they're from your hometown and everyone else in your family likes that team, so you like them too. It's like I like Bray Wyatt because he's an interesting and in-depth character who has motive, conflict, and everything that I love. Which is why I like that Brock Lesnar bit where like his old rival comes out from UFC.
Sure, yeah.
And he's scared, and I'm like, Brock Lesnar has something now. Because before I'm like, oh, whatever, Brock fucking Lesnar. But now I'm like, wait, he has fear. He has motivation. He has competition that he finds actually legitimate. Not Kofi Kingston's a fucking pushover.
Yeah.
He basically like laid down his pillow to go to bed that night. It's Kofi Kingston. It's the same fucking thing. Same amount of effort, really. Yeah. Like, this is what is so great about this, that it's been built up for so long.
And not only that, but again, I watched a video where, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a well-known commentator in this field. And he has repeatedly said how much he likes Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, but he was saying weird shit like, why is Seth Rollins terrified of The Fiend? Your champion looks weak. It's just Bray Wyatt in a mask. I'm like, look, we all know he's not supernatural. Suspension of disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
We want to believe that The Fiend is this terrifying creature. Yeah. And it's working.
Yeah, when The Fiend walks in and gets into the ring, I feel a bit uneasy.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely do.
I do. Like, there's bits in this match where The Fiend does things where I'm actually, like, kind of creeped out by it.
There's a bit where Bray Wyatt literally is so pissed because he's so in character and someone's in his way that he says, get the hell out of the way, because
and, like,
I don't think that was, like, him acting. I think he was legit, like, or, sorry, to rephrase, I don't think that was him, like, doing a bit. I literally think that Bray Wyatt just goes so into character that if you, like, interrupt that, he just lashes the fuck out at you because he is carefully, because I think who was it? I think Braun was talking about this. I think it was Braun, but he was saying like, yeah, Bray, like, literally the reason he was gone for so many months is he was just developing this because he took the time. Like, these segments of Firefly Funhouse, I'm sure there's like elements of this that are like been circling around for months.
Yeah.
He doesn't just like come up with it on the fly. So the fact that, again, to kind of circle back around to that, is like the fact that apparently they didn't give these guys the memo that just let Bray go in there and do his thing. If you have something like pretty like interesting to say it, but mostly just shut the fuck up, because we don't care about I like the commentators because they offer color, but when it's Bray Wyatt, I don't need them.
No.
I just need him.
It's like when The Rock's talking, you shut up.
Yeah, that's why it was so infuriating, because I watched Cole and Corey give The Rock his time, and then I watched these guys, including Lawler, which I was enjoying on the last Raw. I was like, he's the best part of this. Even he was like saying stupid shit, and I'm like, please stop.
It's and again, I would say what makes it especially frustrating is if you don't have the commentators, ignoring that element, I would say that this entrance of The Fiend is even better than his entrance on SummerSlam. Like, he was just, he has that such deliberate movements down to the ring. Him starting off with his lantern in front of his face and then lowering it to the side.
Yeah.
Just fucking, like, he just knows how to work the room. And like you've said, he has that presence where it's like, all right, like, if this was anyone, like, if any other wrestler was just strolling down as slowly as he does it.
Unless it's The Undertaker.
Unless it's The Undertaker. Like,
him and Taker, that's it.
I mean,
like,
he's the new Taker.
It's just the fact that Bray Wyatt can do so little and still come off so captivating is like that's an insane talent.
Yeah.
It's to the point where I legit believe that like he could probably lead a movie. He could probably like be given like a TV or web series and just go fucking wild, and I would not be uncomfortable with him doing that.
Absolutely.
Because he could just do it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, and when the Fiend shows up and has his intro and is doing his thing, you are Johnny Gargano. You shut your fucking mouth and you appreciate the artistry that's at work here.
Well, because that's the thing is like the Fiend, we see him quote unquote a lot because he pops up and attacks people, but this is only the second time we've gotten the entrance.
Yeah.
I want to like marinate in this
because we get it so rarely.
Yes,
we get the a lot, but we don't get the actual like "Let Me In" and the fucking Code Orange song.
We
don't get that very often.
And this match is so intense.
It's a really great match.
Yeah,
because like, so for example, the recent match with Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins, what is it? Four stomps and a pedigree to knock him out.
Yeah,
or to put him down
to get the pin.
The Fiend takes at least 10. Fucking 10, 12 stomps.
Yeah,
and he just and like so. It first starts off with like they kind of fight a bit, and Seth's like, "Oh Jesus fucking Christ, this thing's insane." He goes underneath, grabs a kendo stick, and the Fiend lets him come back in and he's like, "Yeah, all right,
go ahead."
Seth hits him with the kendo stick. Fucking nothing. Again,
he's like, "Oh well, if I hit him from the other side, nothing."
No, nothing. And Seth is acting really good in this whole bit.
Oh, yes.
Where he's like, whenever an attack doesn't work, he's like, oh, fuck.
We'll try this.
Oh, God. Shit. It's like when you get to the last boss in the game and you're like, I guess I've been saving all these guns for something.
Yeah. and it's just, and seeing how, like, one-sided the match is. Because, how one-sided it could be. Because when Bray attacks... it fucks Seth up.
Oh, yeah.
He almost gets a pin a few times.
He's just fucking with him the whole time.
And just about any time Seth gets a pin, it's barely a 1 count. There's once where it's a 2 count.
It's once where it's a 2 count. After like a couple stomps, he finally gets 2. And then Seth's even like, oh, God. Yeah. How'd he pin out of that?
Yeah, it took that much to get 2.
Yeah.
And then there's just this great fucking, like, psychologically unnerving period of time where Bray is just fucking lying there.
Yeah.
And Seth tries to pin him, doesn't work, so he's like, okay, I just have to beat him up some more.
And this is how we get into our dialogue about how we believe that AEW or WWE is actively fighting AEW and confronting them, because WWE has outlawed headshots with the chair, or in general, really, because of the whole, he who should not be named. And AEW did a headshot, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, a headshot!"
Yeah.
And so then in this, Seth, he very deliberately lines it up and hits Bray in the fucking face with the chair.
I think it's because he had a mask.
And the mask, and also because hopefully it was a gimmick chair, and also Seth really took his time with it.
Yes.
Unlike in Fyter Fest or whatever, where like Cody gets up and turns, and it's kind of a quick thing.
The less we talk about it, the better. That's still.
But in this, Seth really is like, okay, I'm hitting him in the face with the chair.
Yeah.
And then he does it, and then he hits him with a ladder, and then with a ladder and a chair, then with a ladder and a chair and a toolbox, and he's just doing everything he possibly fucking can. And Bray's just not like...
No. Like, even when it, hurts him, and, that he's, kind of dazed, it just doesn't... It doesn't... Yeah. It's like... It's hard to describe. It's like, when you're making progress against, something that just immediately cycles back to where it was. It's what if, I'm digging a hole, the hole just fills up, a few seconds later. So, yeah, I'm making progress. Not really, because, Bray just immediately just gets back up, and...
Yeah.
Because the... But then, the Fiend's fucking with him, because there's a point, like you were saying, where he's just laying there, and it's like, what are you gonna do? And then Seth tries all this shit, and he's like, moving around, like wondering if like he's gonna get up, and he doesn't get up.
And I think one of the biggest, and again throughout this, you see Seth get more and more freaked out, more and more agitated. I think the best part is when he grabs the toolbox and just hammers him with it, and it opens and is spilling things, and Seth is like, I have a ladder and a chair on top of you, I'm beating you with the tool. Like, it's literally just him coming unraveled and stop, like, just attacking with nonsensical
It really
methods.
was, like you said, it was like a person realizing the Lovecraftian horror.
Yeah, I made the comment where it's like, it's somebody who has realized that he is fighting a Lovecraftian horror and has to, like, do anything he humanly can to stop it, but there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's like that moment where you're like living in a normal world and then you realize like, oh, I'm fighting Michael Myers and he just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also something of note, as we've kind of mentioned a few times previously, the crowd's really not liking that Seth is wailing on the Fiend. The crowd is actively booing him when it looks like Seth has the upper hand.
Oh yeah, no, the bit when he was repeatedly stomping him, they were booing very loudly.
Very.
Because they thought that meant that he was gonna win.
Yeah,
They were like, no, because in the crowd's mind, I can just tell they were like, oh, so you're just gonna say because he stomped him more than like that many times, now he can pin him? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
So they were just turning and
And then whenever the Fiend would get up after like 5 stomps in a row and he'd get up, instant cheers. And it's like, Vince, are you paying attention? Are you watching closely?
the prestige.
That's good shit.
Also, look at Twitter polls. Look at like all the stuff before this of like who should win, Bray or Seth. All of them say Bray.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of them. Unless you go to like a niche corner of Twitter.
I think honestly, what it is that the audience wants him to be. It's wrong to say the new Taker, but that's all you can really like.
Something like Taker.
They want him to be undefeated.
Yes.
In some capacity, they want him to be like, because people love him and they love to be scared of him and they want to feel as if he is that unstoppable monster.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is to have, not just keep it the same, but just, have him be that unstoppable force. And so they tried to hedge their bets by what they did at the end of it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what they wanted.
Yeah,
that wasn't what everyone expected. That wasn't what everybody wanted. And I don't think that's what everyone needed.
Yeah.
So how this ends.
Regardless of how I feel.
We skipped a beat, by the way. There's a beat where like as Bray is killing Seth throughout the actual match, Bray goes under the stage.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would the Fiend need a weapon? And it's the fucking hammer from Firefly Funhouse.
But he doesn't use it aside from... I wonder if it's because it's actually, like, solid. Because he just used it the way they use the sledgehammers and Scepter. He just shoves it into him as opposed to, like, slamming it into him.
Yeah.
And also, Seth stomps Bray into
his hammer. Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good shit in this bit. Like, a lot of stare...
There was when Seth had the table set up and he threw the Fiend onto it and he perfectly landed because Bray Wyatt's dedicated to craft and likes to make things look real. So that was
Seth lands, breaks him through the table.
Yeah,
and like the Fiend just keeps getting up.
Except when he doesn't.
And then
Seth goes crazy. He's like, "No, you're gonna get up." I know.
So what first the Fiend does is get Seth accustomed to the idea of I will get up no matter what you do. And then once Seth's comfortable with that idea, stops getting up.
Yeah, no, it's like all
this is what we mean when we say that AEW has like storytelling through wrestling.
Through the fights.
This is that.
Yeah.
This is that.
Because all the times the commentary team, and not just in this and like previous episodes talking about the mind games of Bray Wyatt, it's like, no, but like he just did it without you needing to say anything.
Also, I'm really so when we got to the end, what I thought they were gonna do.
Yeah.
When they had the medics out there, they had him like thrown onto a thing.
So to explain, basically, Seth grabs a sledgehammer, and the ref's like, "Don't do it! What are you, crazy?" And it's like He's a demon.
It's a Hell in a Cell match.
There's no DQs.
There's no DQs.
Literally,
the whole point.
Literally, the Undertaker chokeslammed Mick Foley from the top of the cell down into the cell.
Yes, like and then later, you know, he went off the cell into the table, then through the cell to the floor, and then onto thumbtacks.
Yes.
And you're telling me that he's gonna get DQ'd from hitting this guy who got up from fucking 30 stomps because he hit him once with a sledgehammer?
Through a toolbox, through a ladder, through a chair.
It wasn't even a direct hit, and then like the ref just
DQs him.
And it's like
and it is the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
And again, I thought they were gonna get squeamish and go, we can't have Seth lose his title, or you know, I was getting a sneaking suspicion of, they're not gonna do it.
And I kind of predicted that this would end in a DQ.
You were dead set on DQ.
Yeah. So what I thought they were gonna do, I thought they were gonna play the actual long game, which would be really fucking difficult. But I thought they were actually gonna have Bray gets rolled out, and like as another means of psychologically fucking with Seth, because first he gets up from anything and is fine, then he doesn't get up from anything, and then it's like, oh my god, you seriously injured him. This is just a guy. What the fuck's wrong with you, Seth? And Seth just go, no, that's not true. And then like on the next Raw or SmackDown, he would once again get terrorized by the Fiend and go, what the fuck? But instead, it's just, no, Bray gets up and fucks Seth. And really, he did win, basically.
They look like monsters to you?
Yeah, it was kind of like, it was really bad because I wish they just commit to it, because it was very clearly not committing to it.
Yes.
Because if this wasn't a Hell in a Cell match, and he used the sledgehammer,
fine.
Sure.
Fine.
That makes sense that he'd get DQ'd.
Yes.
It's a Hell in a Cell match. You put the sledgehammer under the stage. Mm-hmm. Why would someone get DQ'd for using it? Forgive me, but that seems stupid.
Yes.
Why did Bray not get DQ'd from using his hammer? I guess
it was a cartoon hammer.
That's fucking stupid.
And again,
and I know that's stupid.
And again, even if you don't have the context of other Hell in the Cell matches and know that there have been a lot of way more extreme instances, you have the circumstances of this match where Bray is clearly fine. He is clearly not getting injured by anything.
He hits him with every other kind of metal object.
Yes.
He flailed a toolbox at his head.
Yes.
Twice.
Which would, arguably be similar damage, maybe. I don't know. It was like, I get why people, because you noticed at the end they were chanting AEW. It was
they were chanting AEW really loudly. They were booing really loudly. This ends on a black screen of, in the bottom right it says like copyright Hell in a Cell WWE with the theme thing playing and with people fucking booing
very loudly.
The last thing you hear.
People in the crowds are chanting a refund.
Yes. Not at the end of the episode, but after the episode was over.
Yeah. And you were saying like a fucking riot broke out.
Actually. Not like, kind of.
Not like
really.
A big riot.
Well, no. I mean, obviously not, but like the fact that there was that extreme of a response anyway.
Like Seth is just getting like showered in popcorn and drinks, and people who are pissed that
apparently that was not from that, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw a thing where that was actually from a different thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Might as well have been.
It might as well have been.
But he is getting booed at and yelled at.
Yeah. Because it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
Okay, so
It's because they knew we can't possibly have him lose to Seth Rollins, but we don't want Seth Rollins to lose the title, but we can't think of we made it a Hell in a Cell match, so how can we take care of this?
Here's WWE's thinking. This is a tweet from WWE Universe. Well, Rollins may still be your Universal Champion, but the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, has the last laugh. So in their minds, they're like, well, yeah, like, Seth, he's still the champion, but The Fiend got him real good, though.
I mean, yeah, but they've previously done that, and then it's always the champion who gets put first.
Yes.
So they should... If the championship can change... I think what they're thinking is if the Fiend gets a title, they're going to be pissed when he loses it even more.
Yeah.
So if we don't give him a title, then if he just wins every other match, then we win.
Yeah, if we just go, he wins all his matches, unless it's for the title, but then it's a disqualification, so he doesn't really lose.
He really won, but he just doesn't have the title, so he can't lose it, can he? Because then we would actually have to have the Fiend lose it.
Yeah.
Why is WWE so bad? So consistently bad at ending pay-per-views. I feel like I end every pay-per-view with this feeling of like, oh god. Really?
SummerSlam had Kofi beating Randy.
Yeah.
Extreme Rules had
Extreme Rules was pretty good.
Extreme Rules was pretty good. That ended with Brock Lesnar getting the title from Seth after they did that match with the cross-genders. So I think Extreme Rules, ironically, is probably one of the best ones I've seen. But, like Smackville and SummerSlam. I mean, The Fiend was the best part of SummerSlam. That wasn't the main event.
For some good reason.
Yeah. But no, I think that's what it is. They literally, found themselves in a corner where they're like, we can't have The Fiend lose, but we can't have him get the title because then he has to lose the title at some point.
Yeah.
And we can't do that.
I'm wondering also...
But then you should just have made it a match where the title wasn't on the line. Just have him win.
Yeah.
But the fact that they did that was fucked.
I'm wondering also if that may have had something to do with Seth Rollins. Because I've heard some behind the scene things that he's a bit of a loudmouth and a bit of a... I'm the best wrestler in the world, and now that he's kind of the babyface of the company, I can see him kind of going, no, I'm not gonna lose.
Yeah. I mean...
I forgot they also were chanting restart the match.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Very loudly, the whole arena.
And as soon as Bray got up and they saw, because we all knew that he was fine, but now there's definitive proof, yes, he's fine. He's not getting rolled out on a stretcher. Restart the match. Yeah,
his sister Abigail's him onto the concrete after that.
And then mandible claws him and he's bleeding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did do that. They did do that, yeah. Yeah, but I really think, honestly, this match just shouldn't... If you wanted to do this rivalry, you want to do this angle, it just shouldn't have been the title on the line.
Yeah.
Just don't put the title on the line, because you arbitrarily do that with other people. Like, Bayley got, 15 matches where the title conveniently wasn't on the line.
Yeah.
And she won. And she could lose those matches. So just have Seth lose to The Fiend and not lose the title. Don't do this bullshit, because it smacks of just... stupid.
I'm very, very curious how Bray is going to spin this on the next Firefly Funhouse
or Twitter,
or Twitter.
Good point. I checked Bray's Twitter
because he's because Bray's the storyteller of WWE. So I'm sure he'll have something. Again, this is fucking stupid.
I think what it's gonna be. No. See, I don't think the story. Bray can easily spin this.
Sure.
All he has to do is go, I don't give a fuck about the title. I'm just fucking with you. Which is how it came off.
Sure.
It's just that the storytelling bent a fucking, into a black hole to, make this plot go this way.
Well, see, I think...
So I want to pause this, by the way. I went to go on Twitter to go look at Bray Wyatt, but I found instead Randy Orton challenging The Rock to the next WrestleMania. And the Rock being like, you're just going to RKO me into oblivion, so I'd rather not.
So The Rock is admitting that Randy Orton could fuck him?
I mean, also he's an active wrestler.
For sure. The Rock has stunt doubles, Randy Orton does not.
Well, he's got fucking, he's got 5 months to train.
Oh, I know, I'm whatever.
Fucking get ready, Rock.
But yeah.
Chris Jericho is apparently mind blown over the ending of Hell in a Cell.
That could mean a lot of things.
Yeah, that's not necessarily good.
Yeah, mind blown could mean he was rather upset.
Yeah. So, Again, I think the match between Seth and Bray was fucking great. I think the ending was just awful and stupid.
Yeah.
Everything until when they called the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I was with it. If it had ended with him like, I don't know.
It was a really
I think an interference would have been better.
Remember when we thought that like he was gonna sit up with the Undertaker?
Yeah. Yes. Well, because when you said Undertaker was gonna might show up, I would have bought that as like, oh well, it's DQ'd because like, and the way you would have done it, the lights would have gone completely out, and Taker would be in the cage, so he doesn't have to get in. Yeah. So it'd be like, oh well, the match is no contest because somebody else interfered, and like you could have had like him and the Fiend didn't have to fight because you don't want that yet, but they could have like faced off and done a few moves, and then it would have been like, well, See, that's why Seth didn't lose the title, because Bray got distracted and somebody else was there. But the fact they didn't do that, it was like, wait, you can get DQ'd from a sledgehammer?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's... And sledgehammer you put in the ring?
Yeah, that's why it's stupid. That's why it's really fucking stupid. Because, like, logically speaking, if you have a no DQ match and anything under the ring you can use, why would you put something in there that you can't use?
Yeah, remember the match between Triple H and The Undertaker in WrestleMania that was a cage match where he used a sledgehammer and did repeated head blows?
Yes. Yeah, I do actually. I watched that match.
And it was Shawn Michaels who, like, if anyone was going to disqualify someone, it would have been him, but apparently...
Yeah. So
God. I hope people who are watching, please don't like send the ref like death threats or like come after him. It's not his fault. It's an imperfect system, and it's imperfect servants. It's
we all know who the real culprit is.
It's Vince.
It's Vince. Vix pays the guy and says, "Hey, you work for me. When this happens, you have to call disqualification."
I know for a fact that... Well, I don't know for a fact, but I don't think Triple H would have done it this way.
No.
Fuck
no.
Triple H has integrity and cares about the company.
Yeah, this is definitely Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
It's because I don't think he likes the idea... I think he kind of, in his heart of hearts, resents that he's relying on Bray. I don't know if he resents it. I think he kind of views it as like... Because let's be real, it's not like Undertaker, like, always won.
Yeah.
He had the streak, but...
No, but this is like Bray's like second match.
I know.
Well, first of all, it's bad booking to have him up against Seth Rollins so early on.
Yeah. I again, why is Finn Balor on NXT? Why didn't the Demon fight the Fiend at Hell in a Cell? Yeah. That would have been a way... Like, I loved seeing Seth fight the Fiend. But it's bad booking to not just have, like, the Finn Balor arc continue, because...
And it's also... It was a worry that I had after SummerSlam of just front-loading the Fiend, because second match is for the Universal Championship title. Yeah. We've already got this subtle, quote-unquote, build up to him facing The Undertaker sometime, presumably on his anniversary next month, which, again, I do think that the Fiend is the one to retire The Undertaker, but, for his third or fourth match, I don't know about that,
Yeah, you should have had, like, him slowly moving up the roster.
Yes.
But like being like a force that's like, the Fiend's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of did that with his attacks, but like it's wrestling.
It's different than like the match wins though.
Yeah, I agree that it's weird that this metaphysical demon wants to obey the rules of WWE and fight these people in the ring. But that it's better to have him do that than just pop out and attack people and then arbitrarily lose his actual matches.
Yes.
Like,
he didn't lose. It was just a DQ.
Yeah, does he have the title?
So Bray technically won the match.
Because Seth DQ'd himself. The thing is that Seth retains the title because he DQ'd himself. Because that stupid thing where, if I just stand outside the ring and get disqualified and count it out, I keep my title. Then why don't more people do that?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, so
it's because we have to pretend that getting disqualified is a loss, but if you are the champion, then it's essentially a win.
Yes.
It's
so yeah, I agree. I think it's very bizarre. I think what I would have done is what you were suggesting. You guys were suggesting. He should have just had matches where he wasted other people.
Yes.
Make him undefeated, and say like, oh, he has a streak, but can he really beat the Undertaker? And then he beats the Undertaker. Yeah. Have him face the Demon. It's like, well, the Demon was undefeated, and then Bray Wyatt beat him.
Yeah.
But could he possibly beat the Undertaker?
Yeah, Bray defeats the Demon, the Undertaker, and then like after like a year and a half, 2, then he goes for the Universal.
And he gets it.
And it's like, oh, not only is it the Fiend, but like he killed everybody and the Undertaker.
He's like, I would have the Fiend literally beat almost everybody on the roster.
And again, they kind of did that, but it was just with his attacks and not actually.
And it was people who had returned to WWE. But I trust Bray to like take that somewhere that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, I do too.
But it's just like, well, those people aren't in the roster, so that way we can put the Fiend over. But not hurt anybody else in the roster. It's like, well, you're going to have to. You can't have him be unstoppable and have nobody in the roster lose. Yeah. Sorry. And Finn Balor goes back to NXT right after, so he's safe from being put under by the Fiend. So it's just, to me, it just reads like they want him to be unstoppable, but they're not letting him just win. Which they should.
It's because you gotta deal with a lot of fucking egos.
I get that, but then you also have Cock Lesnar coming in and beating Kofi in 8 seconds. So don't tell me that Cock Lesnar, Anyway.
So
yeah.
But
yeah.
So I'd say
what was the best match?
This until the end and Randy Orton and Ali.
Yeah, Randy Orton and Ali. I'll say Randy Orton and Ali just because of how this ended, but this was definitely like the most captivating. Like I took no notes.
This could have been the best match.
This could have been the best match of the year.
Yeah.
So, or at least the year from my point of view.
The fact that it was like what? How many minutes? 17.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
It should have been. It should have been like 22, and then make the women's match 15.
Yeah.
I have a long pay-per-view. I don't care.
But what was the worst match besides the ending of this match?
The worst match was probably Gable and Corbin.
I'd agree.
Yeah, because I've seen it like 5 times.
Yeah. Like, honestly, yeah. OC versus Viking Raiders was not the worst match.
I was gonna say the only one that comes. I'd say Eric Rowan and Roman was also terrible. But they showed off a lot of Daniel Bryan, so that is what.
And we have drugged up Luke Harper.
And drugged up Luke Harper.
Yeah, I'd say since Daniel Bryan actually got to compete, I will go.
He got to wrestle.
He got to actually wrestle.
Nice.
I would definitely go with fucking. Wow, I forgot what the match was.
Chad Gable and
Chad.
That's how you know it's a bad match.
I repressed it immediately.
The guy who took notes couldn't remember it.
Yeah, I repressed it immediately. Chad Gable versus Corbin is the worst match.
It was awful.
So
who was the best actor?
Bray Wyatt.
Seth Rollins was real good.
I'll go with Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Because Bray Wyatt was really good, but Seth Rollins reacting to the Fiend made it even better.
I think that they were the best act.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was the worst actor? Eric Rowan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And no. The worst actor was it's a tie. It's Theo Madden and Vic Joseph.
Oof.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. Fuck you. You guys are the worst.
Yeah. You guys fucking suck.
Go
back to 205 Live and then stay gone when it gets canceled.
Yeah, they are the worst. What were you saying? Sorry.
I was also gonna say.
So savage.
I was also gonna say. Weirdly, I don't think Becky was performing very well. Like her weird looks of disappointment and surprise were kind of.
That whole match was bad.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
People on Twitter were saying it's the best match of the whole night.
No, fuck you.
Did you not watch the Randy Orton match?
That's a lie. No, don't even deceive yourself like that. That's Satan talking.
Yeah,
that's Satan talking. That's not true.
That's you going. Oh, but it's the second women's Hell in a Cell. Look how far we. No.
Yeah.
I don't care about how progressive the match was.
Yeah, show me how progressive it is during Crown Jewel.
We're not watching Crown Jewel.
Yeah, we're not watching Crown Jewel. Straight up.
Yeah, get fucked.
We will do a bit
If there's an Undertaker match, I'll watch it.
This is honestly, this is the last time I'm gonna mention it. You know, like when we do our next Ringside Casuals, that's after that. I won't even fucking say a thing.
We might have a 5-minute segment where we go through the list of matches and say, "Oh, hey, he won. Oh, they lost."
Okay, if we'll have a timer. If it's 5 minutes or less, we'll have a timer, and if we have more to say than that, it won't. No.
And if it's a Taker or Fiend match, we'll watch the clips on YouTube.
Yeah, I can always pull it up on the network, so we could watch it.
No.
Oh, okay, that would give them money.
Yeah, they'll get money.
They get money from the YouTube ad, though.
Not if you go from someone else's channel.
Yeah.
Okay, very well.
Fuck them. I don't care.
Very well. All right, thank you so much.
Don't you want to talk about how we're changing up the format a little bit? How we're dropping a show?
Oh, yeah. I feel bad because we were talking about how we were going to structure the thing for so long.
Well, now we're going to restructure it because we value our time.
Yeah, so we have other shows, obviously. Yeah. And we've loved talking about wrestling, and we like putting out the regular content. However, that's a lot. There's a lot of wrestling. If you factor in, so let's do some math. Raw and SmackDown each, the edited versions is 3 hours a week.
Combined.
Yes, combined. AEW.
We'll add on about an hour and a half to 2, maybe.
Hour and a half, let's say hour and a half.
Yeah, so now
that's 4.5 hours. If you add NXT, it's 5 hours. If you add in our conversations, split up into 2 episodes, that's
about 3 hours.
That's about 3 hours. So, that 5.5, like 8.5 hours a week on wrestling.
Because to talk about our time,
which Josiah, is a full shift.
What do you do outside of RSC?
Well, I got a 4 a.m. shift after this. I
have a 7 a.m. shift after this.
Yeah. So I work 2 jobs. I act. We ostensibly want to record Escape Pod and Joss and Possums. And then I also like to, watch other things.
I don't watch any of their shows now because I'm like, I don't have the fucking time.
Well, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And that's the thing is, I'm definitely again. I enjoy doing this, but I think we all kind of came to the agreement that as profitable, quote unquote, for us as the Wednesday Night Wars would be, I think if we were gonna drop any one of these, it's probably gonna be NXT.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty addicted at this point to Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah,
pretty regular. And AEW is too new and kind of interesting to analyze right now.
Yeah, and after this Hell in a Cell, man, Cody and Kenny and the Bucks and Jericho are sitting at a fucking table right now. Like, okay, they fucked up.
They're just messaging Bray Wyatt, please, when your contract's up, we'll bring the Fiend over because we know you have the copyright for it. But we're gonna drop NXT. Yeah. That's at least an hour, and we're also not doing 2 episodes a week.
Yeah, because it'd be silly to do Wednesday Night Wars when we only have watched half of it.
So the plan now is you do a Monday Night Raw, you do AEW, you do SmackDown on Fridays, and then the plan is Sunday or Monday we record. So consequently, Monday or Tuesday, you will get the Ringside Casuals episode, which will cover all 3 episodes that I just mentioned. If there's a pay-per-view, no, that'll adjust things, but we will take that on a case-by-case basis.
Well, another about for about another month or 2 because we're not doing Crown Jewel.
Yeah, we're not doing Crown Jewel. Yeah. So, there you go. That'll be our current schedule because we also, I know we all want to do escape pods because Nathan and I have been doing them.
Yeah, because for those of you that don't know, we're more movie buffs than we are wrestling buffs.
We really are.
Yeah,
like that's.
Well, I mean that our whole an analytical point of view on these is more of the story.
Yeah,
like you notice when we talk about these, we mention the moves when it's notable, but it's most of the time I'm not gonna take you piece by piece through it. I want to look at
DDT and a.
Yeah, and sometimes that's interesting, but it's that's not why I'm here. Hence why, I mean, again, NXT, fucking talented individuals. I can't, you guys are great. When I do see your matches, it's a good time, most of the time. But again, NXT's in this weird, place where it's kind of the third brand, but kind of developmental, and it's less story-based, and it's more the actual like wrestling, which
Yeah.
makes it more of like a sport and less of the story-based stuff that I guess.
And if we find the time, if one of us finds time to watch an episode
Sure.
that week, we'll mention it.
Sure.
If we have the time. But like honestly,
it's just a lot.
Like, and I know I'm working on I'm editing my first book and writing my second book.
I write a chapter of a book every week for a friend of mine. It's not even mine. And I'm also writing scripts. I'm also got, the 2 jobs, and I've also got acting gigs, and so it's too much. So I'm down with dropping NXT. AEW, I do want to see how it kind of develops.
Yeah, because I want to, because it's all new, it's all different.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
So that's the dealio. That's how we're gonna do it. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Ringside Casuals. I've been Josiah.
I've been Nathan.
I've been Sal.
And please, if you would, subscribe to this podcast, whether on YouTube, Podbean, Apple Podcast, iTunes. Please watch our other shows, The Escape Pod, it's a media channel, and Joss and Possum, it's a gaming channel. And have a very lovely day.